Hello everyone, hopefully you're doing pretty well today. My name is Deborah and welcome to my channel, Crafty Chalk Creations. I'm an independent designer of Chalk Couture, and today's video is going to be their April Club transfer. This transfer is exclusively for designers and also Club Couture subscribers. I will have a link posted down below if you'd like to read some more information and sign up and join. But for $21.99 you will get this exclusive Club transfer, 3 coordinating paste packets, and if you are new, Chalk Couture will also send you a mini squeegee. You will get this shipped to your house for free. And each month there is a new transfer and also 3 coordinating paste packets that coordinate with that design that Chalk Couture has created. So, like I said, I'll have a link posted down that below. And the 3 color paste packets I'm going to be using out of the jar. One of them is black velvet, sage, and also bark. So these are the colors, and I'm going to be using their white board and base. This is a reusable surface. You can use it horizontal or vertical. You've got a front and a back. And here is the wood base that it comes. You could paint this if you like to or leave it as is. So I'm going to be using this today. I have a fuzzing cloth here. I'm kind of undecided on exactly where I want to go with this design, so I may be using surface wax. But anyhow, first thing I'm going to do is I want to paint. I don't want to use it white. I'm going to use the sage chalk paste, and I'm going to kind of roughly paint my board. So I have my own little paintbrush here. I don't know if you call it little, but anyhow. So I'm going to wet this just a little bit with my paintbrush, and then I'm just going to go right into my paste, and I'm just going to slather it on. I'm just looking for just a little bit of color. It does not have to be, completely covered. I'm just wanting it for a bit of a background look. Now the surface you do not wax. It is a reusable surface. I just need to make sure that this paste is good and dry and that I fuzz my transfer extremely well. Those transfers are reusable. Chalk Couture states that they are reusable anywhere from 8 to 12 times. So I'm just going to put my paintbrush in my water and clean it out because I'm not sure if I'm going to need to paint that again. I'll take care of that when that comes. I'll know more when I get my project further along. So I'm going to use my little drying tool. I'm going to make sure that this is good and dry before I start with my design. I love the reusable surfaces. That's why you'll see quite a few of my videos that I use the Aiden frame or I use the board and base. They have some other ones also that I have not done a project with yet. Well, I've done the chocolate chips. I'm going to do some magnets with those, with some minis. But I like the reusable surfaces. That way you can just change out your design whenever you want to, or let's say, you had something pictured in your mind and it didn't quite look the way you thought, and you just go ahead and clean it off. I absolutely love the reusable surfaces. That is one of the things that I really like about Chalk Couture, and the fact that the transfers are reusable. So if you want to do a sign, if you want to, wanted to put this transfer on maybe a cloth bag that you're going to take to the farmer's market, you could do that also. Just need to use the ink. If you're going to use it on fabric, you need to use the ink and you need to heat set it. Alright, I want to make sure that this is good and dry. Yes, it feels like it's good and dry. Alright, I'm going to set this aside. And I'm going to fuzz my transfer. because these are sticky. This is going to be the third time I have used this. Now this transfer is only good for the month of April. There will be a new one starting in May 1st. So you've got until April, I think there's 30 days in April. You've got to April 30th to sign up. Now I will have an editable shopping cart link. If you like to get the board and base, if you don't have one, if you want to get the fuzzing cloth. If you don't have a fuzzing cloth, that's fine. You can use a towel, a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, a piece of fabric, something that is going to take some of the stickiness off your transfer. So that way it doesn't peel up your paint or possibly stick to your surface so well that it could stretch and distort your transfer. You do not want to do that. Now I am not obviously going to be using this entire design because it's not going to fit on that on this board right here. This is really good for a 5x7 if you want to use an entire transfer. But you don't have to use an entire transfer, you just use portions of it. And that's why I am doing this, to give you some ideas and some inspiration of something else you could do with the transfer and just a portion of it. Alright, I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to give this a try here. What I'm going to do first, I'm just going to kind of adhere it onto my surface first. And I want to peel it up just to make sure I'm not peeling up any paint, which I'm not. Wonderful. Lay that down, sticky side up. Now your base has some depth to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my board in there because I don't want to put my design too low to where it could cover it. So I'm kind of eyeballing this here. You can measure if you would like to. I just kind of wing it. Alright, I'm going to do the Farm Fresh. Okay, I'm going to remove my base. And just smooth that down. Yeah, that's good. And I'm going to be using, because of the brown, this is where I was kind of torn. You know what, I'm going to use the bark for Farm Fresh. That's what I'm going to use for that. Now I do have 3 squeegees here, but if you have only the one squeegee that you get, if you're a new subscriber, you can just go, well, yeah, you can see mine is used and stained. You can just go ahead and clean it off and use it for each individual color. So I'm just going to generously apply this. You can always scrape off the excess. You just want to make sure you have good coverage. Now I'm just doing the words Farm Fresh. I'm going to scrape off these excess. I'm not doing the rooster for this project. Oh, I need a little bit more there on my R. The rooster or the chick. Okay, scrape out the excess. That way I have good even coverage. I'm going to set that aside. And now I am going to peel. I like that. Okay, I'm going to lay this, oops, sorry. I'm going to lay that down sticky side up. And you need to dry that really quick. Because I'm going to be using the pigged down below. And I'm going to do that one and the black velvet. But before I lay the transfer down, I need to make sure that this paste is dry. So that way I do not pull up some of that paste off my design here. Yeah, that's good and dry. Oh, I forgot to cover that up. Alright, now I've already fuzzed this, so all I need to do is, oops, here, let me put my base back on here so I can position my pig. I think that looks pretty good. Actually, you know what? I think I need to move over just a bit. There we go. I'm going to pull my base off. Oh, it does look a little crooked. All right, well, I've got some idea where my base is. So I'm going to do it like that. I'm just going to press down where the pig is. Now I'm going to be using the black velvet. Actually, I think I only need 2 squeegees. I didn't need the one for the sage. And same thing, you just generously apply it. And I do need to be a little careful there where the feet go. If you like this project, I would appreciate it if you give this video a thumbs up. It helps me with YouTube algorithm. And if you'd like to see more projects, be sure to subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell so that way YouTube will notify you of whenever I post another video. I would greatly appreciate it. All right, now I'm just going to scrape off the excess. We have good even coverage. This is a fairly quick project, and you just need to use elements. You don't have to use the whole entire project if you don't, or transfer if you didn't want to. And then we just peel. Oh, I like that. Okay. Oops. And lay that sticky side down on the towel. And there you go. You can leave it just like that if you would like to. This is where I was a little torn on, was using the word organic on here. This is where I wasn't sure if I wanted to paint it or if it would be too busy. So that one I still have not decided on. But you know what? I think I'm going to try it just to see how it looks. And if I don't like it, I can always take it off. Now, as you can see, my piece of paper here is a little crooked, so I'm going to turn it backwards. And I'm just going to draw a line here so I know where to cut. Hopefully you can see that. Sorry if you can't. And I'm doing it on the back side so that way you don't see the ink line. I'm just going to cut it. Or if you wanted to use that checkerboard and make a little border, you could do that also. But I think I'm going to do the organic. And I wasn't sure if I was going to paint that green or not, but you know what? I think I'm going to leave it white because there is still a little bit of white on that side. So what I need to do is use some surface wax because I'm using this on paper. Actually, this is just part of an envelope that I got an order in from Chalk Couture. So I thought, you know, I'll just recycle and reuse it. So all you need to do is just take some surface wax, because this is going on paper. You do that so that way it does not stick to the paper and pull it up and possibly ruin your transfer. All right, and you can see it has a bit of a sheen to it. So what I'm going to do now is take my transfer, lay down organic. I'm going to press that down, and then I'm going to go into the bark. And just like before, generously apply it. Scrape off your excess. And then we peel this up. I like that. Now I need to get this on my towel and get that sprayed down. So that way my silk screen does not get clogged with the paste. I'm going to spray that down. Now I'm going to give this a good drying, because I think I'm going to trim around the edge of it. Oops, I got to get this covered. Make sure this is good and dry. Oh, I did not grab my glue dots. Well, if you have some removable glue dots, you could do that. I don't have my tape dispenser either. Hold on one second. You know what? I'm going to pause this video. I'm going to go get my glue dots, and I will be right back. Okay, I have my glue dots here. Now, if you don't have any glue dots, these are removable. So if you wanted to get some of those from like a local craft store, you could do that. So that way it's not permanent on your base. But if you don't have that, you can just use some tape. So I'm just going to, I think I'm going to trim this down. That way it doesn't hide the wood. Now it's totally up to you. You could leave that as is. I'm just going to kind of just do a rough cut. Oops, that's a really rough cut. There we go. Good enough. Adds to the handmade charm. Alright, and I'm just going to take a couple of glue dots here. And then put it on my base, like that. And there you go. I think that is absolutely adorable. I like how that turned out. I really do. I wasn't sure where. I thought this might be a little too busy. But you could eliminate that if you want, or if you want to do the checkered pattern, you could do that also. That's just an idea. I hope you enjoyed this video, and this gave you some ideas of portions of the transfer that you can use to create your own farm charm decor. I do. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching, and you have a wonderful day.